It's 7 o'clock?
It's 7 o'clock.
Well, gee, that's darn close. That's real close. That's real close to 7 o'clock. So close one would almost think we should say, it's Tuesday, Tuesday, Tuesday. The day that time forgot. Hello. Uh-oh, Mr. Sunshine. Hello, Mr. Sunshine. Sunshine in my nostrils makes me sniffly. Sorry. Probably shouldn't do that. Desecrating the sacred Denver. Les Paul marching powder. I already got some all over me. So if I need any extra, I got some here on my pants. I can grab that in a pinch. Oh, how's everybody doing? You look about the same. Yeah? Everybody seems to be hanging in there. Holly Tuttle. There she is. Holly Tuttle. Bill. Holly. Cool. There's that Diane Schulstad. She's here too. That's a good thing. So I've also been using this equipment for other purposes again, so I'm not sure about my mix. I'm not sure about my levels. I know that I'm not level as a person. But are my sound levels all that they should be? I don't know. I don't know. We're just going to have to just dive in, just jump into the jello and see what happens. Brand new strings, though. That's right. We spare no expense here at the Treehouse to bring you top quality folk at reasonable rates. Yeah, that's what we do. My eyes just went wonky again. Oh well. I won't need them for this part. Sanctuary, polishing brass. Jesus at the window, he's captured in glass. I'm lacing up my sneakers, packing up my things. Gotta hit the road before the doorbell rings. God loves civil disobedience. God lends a helping hand. He's there at my ear when the time comes to take a stand. He says, oi, but the crazy land. Well, I tried to write my senator, tried to write the press, but no one seems to listen until you make a mess. I contemplated terrorism through that way. I don't want to hurt nobody now, I just want my say. God loves civil disobedience. God had some trouble too. He's there at my ear when I can't think of nothing to do. He says, boy, I got a job for you. It's a burning bush, it's a burning tree. Ralph is standing there and he's looking at me. Says, I'll write it down if you'll take it to town. We got a mission, we got permission. Yeah, well, I never burn the building, I don't sink ships. I got a can of spray paint and a good set of lips. I shout from the rooftop, paint on them too, so when the bombers fly over, they know who to screw. God loves civil disobedience. God lends a helping hand. He's there at my ear when the time comes to take a stand. He says, oi, but the crazy land you got here, you call it America? Hey, God loves civil disobedience. God had some trouble too. He's there at my ear when I can't think of nothing to do. He says, boy, I got a job for you. God loves civil disobedience. God loves civil disobedience. God loves civil disobedience. Say, oh, God loves civil disobedience. Say, oh, God. Oh, God. Say, oh. There it is. There it is. We have liftoff. Ooh, boy, we sure do, people. We sure do. Yes, indeed, Roonies. Is that Aaron Ochoa? I see there it is, Aaron Ochoa. Hey, Aaron. Tim Vernon. Mr. V. Mr. V about to hit the road. About to hit the big road. He and Sherry. More about that later. Cam and Pete. That is excellent Joe, I must say. That pre-Treehouse cup of Joe is really one of the best cups of Joe of the entire period of time since the last Treehouse. Thanks, Ma. That dazzling wit that you're witnessing right here, thanks, Ma. She's there. Yeah. Yes, sir. Dimitra in the house. Excellent people at Dimitra. Rick Lewis, any Mahowians up there? Little smoky up there, getting a little close to some friends' places up there. Yeah. We're watching. We're keeping an eye out for you. Hoping for the best, as we do every year about this time. Down there in Portland, Oregon, Mr. Gary Schulstead checking in. Not the only Portlandian in the house. Oh, goodness. Joe and Kat in Alabama. Susan McMillan is here. Hello, Susan. That's been too long. It's been too long. Been too long since the last time up at Goldie's. Speaking of Goldie's, that Lori Trout used to show up there once in a while. Lori Trout, where is she at? I don't know. I see former page, though. That'd be Mr. Tom Ogburn, a.k.a. former page. Lori Trout. Yes. The honorary Lori Trout shot. Not Jägermeister, by the way. I got this. I had this. I gave some of it back. Okay. Janine Boggs, the designated chaser. Janine Boggs. Thank you, cuz. Oh, that's a palate cleanser right there. That's right, friends. Then there's that Val Sanford down there in Portland. Val Sanford. I got the shipment, by the way. Val Sanford. Works for a word from our sponsor, Blue Rub. One of the reasons that you're hearing me tonight is because of the good auspices of Val Sanford, who runs an amazing company called Blue Rub that does a line of CBD topicals that I am quite partial to and use with some regularity. Thank you. Now back to our regularly unscheduled reprogramming. And then where's that Cindy Snyder? I saw her in here a minute ago. There's Carly List. Wow, hi, Carly. Welcome. Welcome to Carly List. Was in the house, probably hanging out over there with Sally Green, maybe Dan Roberts. Yeah, I heard you were coming to town. Goodness. Cindy Snyder, she sent me this cup, and it's come in very handy. I may use it several times this evening as I ask you to. Please. Here. Then we got the Lane Cat Ranch, those folks out there on Vashon Island, who are represented not only with this cup, but that lovely plaque right up there. Yeah, which is very much reminiscent of this cup right here, which has mystery beverage in it. Ooh, hey, that's extra. That's extra. There you have it. The litany of the mugs. You know, if it gets much more populated here, I'll spend half the show just doing mugs. Mugs, birthdays. Good night, everybody. That'll be the show. Whatever the show becomes or does not become, it's going to be some fun. We're going to continue to have some fun. I would say that the most troubling thing currently here in the Treehouse, in the Treehouse media complex, is the infrequency of the Treehouse. That's become an issue. Now, we are planning to be back here on August the 3rd, correct? Am I right? After tonight, August the 3rd, that is the next Treehouse concert. But August has the audacity to have 5 Tuesdays. I'm sorry, but that's just not okay. But we're working on that. We're talking to some of our people in Washington, trying to see if we have there might be a bird loose in the room here somewhere. There's a bat flying around here. Oh, it's the hand, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, please, the hand has graced is coming. The hand is You gotta come a little further in there. There you go, hand. The hand's here, folks. Ooh, you smell good. You understand that without the hand, I am nothing. Without the hand, this whole operation comes to tumbling down. It's just the truth. I'm just calling them like I see them. That's right. If I missed anybody, Susan McMillan and her mom? I'm sorry. I would have dressed nicer. I would have spiffed up the wardrobe a little bit if I'd known your mom was coming too, Susan. I'm not sure what your mom's name is, but hello, Susan's mom. You have raised a most excellent daughter. Just going to say. Tim and Sherry Vernon both in the house. Pauline Jones, Tom Ogburn is here. Tim and Demetra, Katrina Knight, Mark Kenny, Monica Holverstadt, Rochelle Hamill, Sally Green. I hope that means Dan Roberts is here. And also Carly List in the house. Holly and Kim, Jamie Turner, Cindy Snyder. Oh my goodness, Aaron Ochoa. Definitely a quorum here tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Heartbreak me back to Summer Island. Map in my mind the Puget Sound. Replay those memories like movies. Restore each frame of dewy ground. Now that my good work's growing weary and my relations growing wings, I will not feel so old and dreary if I can recollect these things. Heartstrings that sing on the summer island around a fire of salted wood. I hear those melodies receding. I'd run to catch them if I could, before the photos fade completely and all our gardens turn to stone. These friends I'd serenade discreetly to press more love into their bones. Heart warm me home to Summer Island, where my first flare for words was lit. These crooked lines are just a remnant of how they fed intended it. Now that my good work's growing weary and my relations growing wings, I will not feel so old and dreary if I can recollect these things. Heartbreak me back to Summer Island. Map in my mind the Puget Sound. Replay those memories like movies. Restore each frame of dewy ground. Replay those memories like movies. Summer Island, yeah, from a few years back. Let's see. It's just when I get to randomly pick a mug, you know? I always like holding this one up more than once. From down in Alabama. So we got people from Alabama. If Joe and Kat are in the house, I'm not sure they are. But we got Susan and her mom from Arkansas. And we got the hand returning. The hand sneaking in, all casual like. As if to remind us to be casual. No, don't try to sneak off. I'm trying to sneak on here. Sorry. Oh, wait, let it. Oh. Ruby, they heard me. Hello, Ruby, welcome. Lynette Hensley is here. Wow, that's cool. Dan Roberts is with Sally. Ah, yeah. Oh, boy, this is a quality group of people. And a lot of these people know each other. Susan, there's other first studenters in the house. Monica's in the house. Cindy Snyder's in the house. Who else? Who else have I missed? Dan is here. Hey, Dan. Cool. Rochelle and I were in the same kindergarten class. That's the kind of quality, and to have kept a friend since kindergarten, I got to tell you, not an easy thing to do, especially, with this whole situation. Gary Graves is here. Hello, Gary. Ah, man, I should have been in better tune. Gary's, yeah, that's not, I got new strings. Okay. Well, maybe we should work on that for just a moment. You guys just talk amongst yourselves. I like the first student contingent. Hello. You gonna play? Yeah, there you go. That sounds okay. You missed my ball. So as you know, I've been having some trouble with the hands, and so I've handcrafted an artisanal set of fine. Never mind. I was going to say something really sophisticated, and as usual, I ended up being me instead. This is cool. This is fun. I miss this when it's not happening. Gotta tell you, see, so I was saying earlier, the weirdest thing about the treehouse right now is all this space in between them. So in September, I'm going to start doing them every week again. Especially if the COVID situation is still varying on us, this Delta varying and things of that nature. Because, we got to be safe. We got to know that we're safe. I've thought about, I want to be playing out in the places that I used to play here around town. Well, it's too warm for me still. The season needs to change. So there's that. Lori Trout. Another first studenter in the house. And Jamie Turner, another first studenter. All kinds of first studenters here. Hope you guys are interacting. You don't have to pay attention to me. I'm just babbling. But it's part of the treehouse vibe. So if you're new here, like Ruby, you'll get used to the babble. That's okay. Get to know a few of these other people and you won't have to listen to me as much. Or I could just play another song. Let's see how far I can go tonight. What do you say? Old men are shadows of the way things should have been. On my back porch we gather to review the wheres and whens. We were not bred for idle time, yet we don't feel ill at ease. 'Cause we can dance around the laughing eyes of the ones we still seem to please. Yeah, we're deep in the third act, close to the fire and the coal sack, like old Abednego and Shadrach, or the moths on the sill. It means we still got the climax, and all the stuff that happens after that. Exchange the hot for the cold facts, just like we probably will. Old men are shadows of the dreams that made them young. Our children climb the ladders while we brace the bottom rungs. It's a long day mending fences, but it pays well in the end. 'Cause we can dance around the laughing eyes in the arms of our best friends. Yeah, we're deep in the third act, close to the fire and the coal sack, like like old Abednego and Shadrach, or the moths on the sill. It means we still got the climax and all the stuff that happens after that. Exchange the hot for the cold facts, just like we probably will. We were made fools by money, sold that comfort comes with time. We've been lied to by a system that was built on other crimes. We were fooled by the mirror when it made us look so trim and young. Oh, but love's never made a fool of us, other than a willing one. Old men are shadows of the way things should have been. On my back porch we gather to review the wheres and whens. It's a long day mending fences, but it pays well in the end. 'Cause we can dance around the laughing eyes in the arms of our best friends. Yeah, we're deep in the third act, close to the fire and the coal sack, like old Abednego and Shadrach, or the moths on the sill. It means we still got the climax and all the stuff that happens after that. Exchange the hot for the cold facts, just like we probably will. Yeah, we're deep in the third act, close to the fire and the coal sack, like old Abednego and Shadrach, or the moths on the sill. It means we still got the climax and all the stuff that happens after that. Exchange the hot for the cold facts, just like we probably will. Exchange the hot for the cold, just like we probably will. There you go. That's called Old Married Men. For all the lucky ones of us who are here tonight, and and feeling our luck. I'm feeling it. I feel it all the time. That's right, friends. Indeed, a Rooney. Look at that tree house. Isn't that pretty? That's a pretty one. A little A-frame tree house. Sally Green's talking, Cindy Snyder's talking, Lynette Hensley's talking. Good. Good. Let's see, I got one more in me before the... See, the arms are just... I tried to play the Sky in Tacoma today. Sky in Tacoma. Could not do... Well, I made it through Sky in Tacoma, but then I tried to play Old Married Men after my hand was all done. It was like, no, break time. One song and break time? I don't think so. That's not the way it's supposed to work. No. Anyway. Try not to complain too much, okay? I got issues. In my tissues. What can I say? Here's an old chestnut. Counting up the casualties, the little lost pieces of me, falling through the cracks in the street. A window up at 50 feet, cutting to the front of the pack, tensing up the length of your back. Heart attacks and impotence, stacked up next to dollars and cents. Get into management, work on a lunatic crew. Money due, and it's simple arithmetic, trimming a lunatic tree. Money see. Meet me on the ledges of life, tapping on the teeth of the knife, holding all the anger in, locked inside a shit-eating grin. Well, maybe there's a kid on the way. You're staring at the stub of your pay. Art's whatever's marketed well. So how much of yourself will you sell? Starting to pressurize, you're so successful, my dear. Money here. And wasn't it you who said that by the end of the week, money speak? Look to where the carpeting stops, past the politicians and cops, future-facing shadows and doubt, for what we'll have to do without. Get into management, work on a lunatic crew. Money due, and it's simple arithmetic, trimming a lunatic tree. Money see. Counting up the casualties, the little lost pieces of me, falling through the cracks in the street. That's called Moneysense. That's from the Gravity album, 1992. That album came out. Wow. Way back there in 1992. It was an issue then. It's an issue now. So much has changed. We've evolved. We've matured. Yeah. We've advanced civilization. That's what we've done. Wait a minute. Let's put this down here for a second so I can do a little stretching. I'm going to do a little stretching. That's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to do a little stretching. So there's going to be a new segment here in the Treehouse. It's going to be the exercise break. It's going to be the exercise. No, I'm just kidding. Poetry break! Poetry break! Poetry break! Yes, friends. Time once again for the poetry break! Yeah. Where's my stump? Go get your stump, Bill. Here it is. Okay, we'll bring it over. I'm coming. There it is. Yeah, we got that there all in place. Hi there. Hello, students. Our chief poetry advisor, Mr. Bill Woolham, he had a prior engagement tonight. Yeah, he's got other friends. Who knew? Yeah, so I guess we can allow that, right? We can allow Bill to hang out with other people. Well, we're picking up where we left off. The anthology is called Staying Alive, edited by Neil Astley, and this was recommended to me by the aforementioned Bill Woolham. And I read from the first section 2 weeks ago. The first section was called Body and Soul. There's some good stuff in there, huh? Well, we're going on now. The second section is called Roads. Roads, which is a pretty broad topic, wouldn't you say? But there's room for all kinds of people, all kinds of voices, all kinds of things going on. We're starting with a classic. This is like a, you know, This Land Is Your Land. This is like Home on the Range or something like that, this poem here, by one Mr. Robert Frost. Yeah, Robert Frost. The Road Not Taken. What a great way to start a section called Roads, huh? Start with a classic. Grab them. See, you grab them, and you don't let them go. That's what you do. Ready? If you don't know this one, well, I'm sorry. You must have skipped a couple of classes. That's all I can say. The Road Not Taken. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not Start again. Sorry. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth, then took the other, as just, as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that, the passing there had worn them really about the same, and both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh somewhere ages and ages hence. 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. There you go. There you go. So I had to skip through this. There's just too many good ones. There's so many good ones, but hopefully I've picked out some that you will resonate with as well. That was Robert Frost. He's like a giant redwood in American poetry. You know, he's one of those sequoias. Here's another sequoia, Mr. Carl Sandburg, a little piece known as Choose. Remember, roads. The single clenched fist lifted and ready, or the open asking hand held out and waiting. Choose, for we meet by one or the other. I'm going to read that one again. Tim Schweiger Memorial Rereading. Choose. The single clenched fist lifted and ready, or the open asking hand held out and waiting. Choose, for we meet by one or the other. Yeah. Another giant sequoia. Here's a third giant sequoia, one E.E. Cummings, not an easy poet to read aloud. So I'm going to read this one twice also because I want to talk about the way it's structured after I read it the first time. This one's called, I Thank You, God, for Most This Amazing. E.E. Cummings. I thank you, God, for this. Give me a shot here. I thank you, God, for most this amazing. I thank you, God, for most this amazing day, for the leaping greenly spirits of trees and a blue true dream of sky, and for everything which is natural, which is infinite, which is yes. I who have died am alive again today, and this is the sun's birthday. This is the birthday of life and of love and wings and of the gay, great happening, illimitably earth. How should tasting, touching, hearing, seeing, breathing, any, lifted from the know of all nothing, human merely being, doubt unimaginable you? Now the ears of my ears awake, and now the eyes of my eyes are opened. I thank you, God, for most this amazing. Now it's 4 stanzas, 3 4-line stanzas, then a closing 2-line stanza. The second and the fourth stanzas are in parentheses. So it's like a verse, and then like almost like a commentary on the verse, then another verse, and then another little commentary on the verse. See what you think. I don't know. No one taught me this. I was just thinking about this as I was reading this. I read these a few times to get ready and try to think about how they hit me. And I think I should talk about that some too. I thank you, God, for most this amazing day, for the leaping greenly spirits of trees and a blue true dream of sky, and for everything which is natural, which is infinite, which is yes. I who have died am alive again today, and this is the sun's birthday. This is the birthday of life and of love and wings and of the gay, great, happening, illimitably earth. How should tasting, touching, hearing, seeing, breathing, any, lifted from the know of all nothing, human merely being, doubt unimaginable you? Now the ears of my ears awake, and now the eyes of my eyes are opened. Yeah, that E.E. Cummings. He doesn't mess around. He doesn't mess around. He gets right down to the business of being E.E. Cummings. And I think that's just what he ought to do. Don't you? Okay, now, Brendan Kennelly, or Brendan Kennelly. Never heard of him, but here's a poem by him. It's called Begin. Begin again to the summoning birds, to the light of light at the window, to the sight of light at the window. Begin to the roar of morning traffic all along Pembroke Road. Every beginning is a promise, born in light and dying in dark, determination and exaltation of springtime, flowering the way to work. Begin to the pageant of queuing girls, the arrogant loneliness of swans in the canal, bridges linking the past and future, Old friends passing though with us still, begin to the loneliness that cannot end, since it perhaps is what makes us begin. Begin to wonder at unknown faces, at crying birds in the sudden rain, at branches stark in the willing sunlight, at seagulls foraging for bread, at couples sharing a sunny secret alone together while making good. Though we live in a world that dreams of ending, that always seems about to give in, something that will not acknowledge conclusion insists that we forever begin. These are so good. I wish I could read all of them twice, but that. Though we live in a world that dreams of ending, that always seems about to give in, something that will not acknowledge conclusion insists that we forever begin. I just think that's cool. That's just cool. Louis MacNeice. This is called Entirely by Louis MacNeice. If we could get the hang of it entirely, it would take too long. All we know is the splash of words in passing and falling twigs of song. And when we try to eavesdrop on the great presences, it is rarely that by a stroke of luck we can appropriate even a phrase entirely. If we could find our happiness entirely in somebody else's arms, we should not fear the spears of the springs nor the city's yammering fire alarms. But, as it is, the spears each year go through our flesh, and almost hourly bell or siren banishes the blue eyes of love entirely. And if the world were black or white entirely, and all the charts were plain instead of a mad weir of tigerish waters, a prism of delight and pain, we might be surer where we wished to go. Or again, we might be merely bored out in brute reality. There is no road that is right entirely. See, these guys aren't messing around, man. They're not going to stop and wait for you to catch up. You got to just kind of ride along. You got to jump in with both feet and just kind of see where it takes you. Now, there's 4 poems in a row here. Another Louis MacNeice, then Paul Muldoon, then Maura Dooley, and then ending with Vladimir Holland. And they are called Snow, History, History, and Snow. I like to talk about snow when it's warm outside, you know? Kind of cools me down. Yeah. Okay? Snow. Louis MacNeice. The room was suddenly rich, and the great bay window was spawning snow and pink roses against it, soundlessly collateral and incompatible. World is suddener than we fancy it. World is crazier and more of it than we think. Incorrigibly plural. I peel and portion a tangerine and spit the pips and feel the drunkenness of things being various. And the fire flames with a bubbling sound, for world is more spiteful and gay than one supposes. On the tongue, on the eyes, on the ears, in the palms of one's hands, there is more than glass between the snow and the huge roses. Roads. This one's called History. Where and when exactly did we first have History. This is by Paul Muldoon. Where and when exactly did we first have sex? Do you remember? Was it Fitzroy Avenue or Cromwell Road or Notting Hill? Your place or mine? Marseille or Aix? Or as long ago as that Thursday evening when you and I climbed through the bay window on the ground floor of Aquinas Hall and into the room where MacNeice wrote Snow, or the room where they say he wrote Snow. So, referring back to Louis MacNeice. Now Maura Dooley. Oh boy. History, this is called. It's only a week, but already you are slipping down the cold black chute of history. Postcards, phone calls. It's like never having seen the wall except in pieces on the dusty shelves of friends. Once I queued for hours to see the moon in a box inside a museum. So wild it should have been kept in a zoo at least, but there it was, unremarkable, a pile of dirt some god had shaken down. I wait for your letters now, a fleet of strange cargo with news of changing borders, a heart's small journeys. They're like the relics of a saint. Opening the dry white papers is kissing a bone. Yeah. Okay, and finally, Vladimir Holan, Holan, Czechoslovakian. It's translated from the Czech by Ian and Jamila Milner, and it's called Snow. It began to snow at midnight, and certainly the kitchen is the best place to sit, even the kitchen of the sleepless. It's warm there. You cook yourself something, drink wine, and look out the window at your friend Eternity. Why care whether birth and death are merely points when life is not a straight line? Why torment yourself eyeing the calendar and wondering what is at stake? Why confess you don't have the money to buy Saskia shoes? And why brag that you suffer more than the others? If there were no silence here, the snow would have dreamed it up. You are alone. Spare the gestures. Nothing for show. Okay. A few more here. Just a few more. Where are we at? It's okay. That's okay. I'm not sure how many more songs I got in me anyway. But I wanted to read a couple more. Are you bearing with me? Is this okay? Is this okay? Here we go. We're back on familiar territory. Here, Mr. William Stafford. The title poem of his National Book Award-winning book, Traveling Through the Dark. Remember, roads. Traveling through the dark. Traveling through the dark, I found a deer dead on the edge of the Wilson River Road. It is usually best to roll them into the canyon. The road is narrow. To swerve might make more dead. By the glow of the tail light, I stumbled back of the car and stood by the heap, a doe, a recent killing. She had stiffened already, almost cold. I dragged her off. She was large in the belly. My fingers touching her side brought me the reason. Her side was warm. Her fawn lay there waiting. Alive, still, never to be born. Beside that mountain road, I hesitated. The car aimed its lowered parking lights. Under the hood purred the steady engine. I stood in the glare of the warm exhaust turning red. Around our group I could hear the wilderness listen. I thought hard for us all, my only swerving, then pushed her over the edge into the river. Man as part of nature, not as man versus nature. Man encountering more of nature. As someone who has made contact with a deer on a slippery road late at night, driving home from a gig, it's not good. Here's more. Penitence, this is called. Oh, this is by John Burnside. I got two more for you here, okay? Penitence. I was driving into the wind on a northern road, the redwoods swaying around me like a black ocean. I drifted off. I didn't see the deer till it bounced away, the back legs swinging outwards as I braked and swerved into the tinder of the verge. Soon as I stopped, the headlamps filled with moths, and something beyond the trees was tuning in, a hard attention boring through my flesh to stroke the bone. That shudder took so long to end, I thought the animal had slipped beneath the wheels and lay there quivering. I left the engine running, stepped outside, away. At the edge of the light, a body shifted amongst the leaves, and I wanted to go, to help, to make it well. But every step I took pushed it away. Or, no, that's not the truth, or all the truth. Now I admit my own fear held me back. Not fear of the dark, or that presence bending the trees. Not even fear exactly, but the dread of touching, of colliding with that pain. I stood there in the river of the wind for minutes. Then I walked back to the car and drove away. I want to think that deer survived, or if it died, it slipped into the blackness unawares. But now and then I drive out to the woods and park the car. The headlamps fill with moths. The woods tune in. I listen to the night and hear an echo, fading through the trees, my own flesh in the body of the deer, still resonant, remembered through the fender. Remembered through the fender. Yeah. Okay, we'll lighten up a little bit here to finish off. This is by W.N. Herbert. It's called Slow Animals Crossing. Lemurs, somehow, at that lilt of the road up and sideways at the trees, stooping through the farmyard on the way to Derrybeg. Surely there are slower creatures who could cross, turtles with their solemn wiping gait, or sloths who swim as though to sink is no disgrace. Such aqualungs of air would be trapped among their matted spider hair. I think of water, since that night was full of it, and white frogs leapt into my lights like chewing gum, attempting to free itself from tarmac. And I think of lemurs whenever I see that sign with its red letters, because of the night, and the story of the 3 men walking home, and the man on the left said good night to someone, the man on the right good night to someone else, and the man in the middle asked who were they talking to. And one had seen a man and one had seen a woman, and both described the third man's parents turning off at the road to the graveyard. And when I thought of lemurs, I'd forgotten they were named for the Latin word for spirits, and I only saw, crawling slowly in my mind across the night road back to my parents' house and my daughter, the banded eyes and banded tails and soft gray backs and the white hands of lemurs, delicately placed upon the twist and the shrug of the road. I wish I could read them all twice. So I'll take a survey. Should I read half as many and read them all twice? What do you think? I don't know. I'm taking a survey. My buddy Tim Schwanler, who's out there somewhere, he's part of the ever-popular Timitra. He'd like it if I read them all twice. I think I should read them twice and talk about, like I know something. Like I know something about poetry. Come on, people. Come on, Timmy. Timmy! You know me better than that. Here endeth the poetry break. 7:49. Okay, well, if I can still play the guitar, we might run a little bit over tonight. Hope that's okay. Ruby, that sometimes happens. We sometimes run a little long. Carly's still here. Lynette's still here. Bridget Lacey! Hello, Bridget! Yay! Hayden Reese is in the house. Hayden is in the house. Hayden Reese has made a couple of excellent films about William Stafford. Yeah. He's here with us tonight. Every War Has Two Losers, A Literary Friendship, William Stafford and Robert Bly. He's also made a film about Rumi and a film about Robert Bly. Thank you for being here tonight, sir. Yeah. Okay, let's see if I can do a couple more here. think this one's off Gravity too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Here we go. He's wandered into a valley full of wine. For 15 years he's avoided the warning signs. His voice on the phone is the voice of the rain. You can hear the cells dying in the meat of his brain. He's wandered into a valley full of wine. Paints a self-portrait of the tireless renegade. He doesn't recognize his own face as it starts to fade. We all try to tell him, but he just doesn't know. There's that image to feed and that pain to control. He paints a self-portrait of the tireless renegade. We sit in a circle and try to imagine home. His friends and his family weaving a slender robe. We can't feel guilty and we can't look away, because behind cloudy eyes there's a reason to pray. We sit in a circle and try to imagine home. Wandered into a valley full of wine, and the hands of a poet bear the warning signs. His voice on the phone is the voice of the rain. You can hear the cells dying in the meat of his brain, and the hands of a poet bear the warning signs. Wandered into a valley full of wine. Oh, That's Valley of Wine, written for a dear old friend of mine. Well, hey kids, let's all gather around the ICU2 TV set, shall we? We've got some birthdays to talk about. But first, we've got one very special anniversary. Now, you see that light right back there? That light right there? That was donated to the Treehouse way, way back when we first started. I think it was before the second Treehouse concert. We received that the Hand and I did, from our friends Celeste and Richard Wecklich down in California. Yeah. And Celeste and Richard are celebrating their 30th wedding anniversary today. Yeah. So happy anniversary to Celeste and Richard before we get to any of the other stuff. Now, not to say that we don't have quality birthdays at reasonable rates. Like always here in the Treehouse. Now, let me start by saying all kinds of respect and kudos go to Dr. David Hicks, who is celebrating his birthday today. Dr. D, happy birthday to you, sir. Also celebrating a birthday today, Mr. Bill Kaufman, who I think is back there in the Midwest somewhere, hanging out. He's moored in a slip. He's got a nice view of the water. The guy is doing fine. Bill, happy birthday to you, Bill Kaufman. Also today, Mr. Duncan Hanron. Duncan Hanron, one of my kids. Yeah. I've known Duncan since he was about yay. Duncan celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday, Dunk. And Alexander Oakford, also celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday to Alexander. Now, tomorrow, I got nothing. Now, there's a couple of days here in this next 2-week period that I got nothing. I'm sorry. I look in all the usual places. Like I say, I check in with Homeland Security. I got my CIA contacts. Nothing. Okay? So Wednesday the 21st, Thursday the 22nd, Mr. Nels Melgard, who's been known to drop by the Treehouse from time to time. Is he here tonight? Nels Melgard having a birthday on Thursday the 22nd. Thursday the 22nd of July also would be my dad's 90th birthday. My dad, who you heard back in the Early Bird Special, singing that song, who taught me how to do this whole guitar thing. Yeah, quite an influential person. He would be 90 on Thursday the 22nd of July. Friday the 23rd of July, Jake Shaw from up in the Methow Valley, son of Paul Shaw, a good friend of mine up there. Jake is an outstanding musician, multi-instrumentalist guy. He's cutting a swath. These kids today, with the hair and the music. Saturday the 24th, I guess no one was born on Saturday the 24th of July. You know, I have noticed, though, fewer birthdays in these warm months. I think people were getting busy in the summertime. Oh, sorry, did I say that out loud? I was thinking about that earlier today, because there's fewer birthdays. So Sunday, the 25th of July. Here we go. Sylvia Robertson is having her birthday on Sunday, the 25th of July. Happy birthday, Sylvia. I dream about your tamales from time to time. I'm just saying. And also on Sunday, the 25th, Mr. Bob Franke, an amazing singer-songwriter from back east, is having a birthday on Sunday. Monday, the 26th, I got nothing. Tuesday, the 27th, John Gorka, another great songwriter, featured in the film by Haydn Reese, Every War Has Two Losers. You get to hear John Gorka sing a William Stafford poem in that very movie. Yeah. Wednesday, the 28th of July, Mr. Steve Nebel, who has been known to drop by here, but tonight I think he's hosting the Victory Music open mic, the virtual open mic. I think that's what Steve and Christy are doing tonight, and I don't blame him. I would be there if I weren't here. That's right. On the 29th, on Thursday, Mr. Mark Eiler, an amazing sound guy and a great singer-songwriter, great performer, just a buoyant spirit of a human being. Mark Eiler celebrating his birthday on Thursday, July the 29th. Friday, July the 30th, Mr. Christopher Bingham, another amazing local singer-songwriter, been making music, and just the guy is prolific. He's been at this for at least as long as I have, but he's probably made about 10 more albums than I have. Gonna have to talk to that guy about that. Christopher Bingham, happy birthday. That is on Friday the 30th of July. Also on Friday the 30th of July, Mr. Dave Lippman, another great topical songwriter, is having his birthday on Friday the 30th. And Susan Louise McFadden, yes, a member of the Westminster Basement Study Group, is having her birthday on Friday, July the 30th as well. Saturday the 31st, Miss Renee O'Reilly out there on Vashon Island having her birthday, as is Elaine Hancock, another first student alum, having her birthday on Saturday the 31st. August the 1st, Sunday, Mr. Steve Wacker, yet another local musician. Maybe we're overpopulated in musicians around here. Gonna have to bump off a few of these guys. And then, and then Monday, the next Treehouse Concert Eve, the 2nd of August, Ms. Sherry Vernon, who I believe is in the house tonight, is having her birthday on Monday, the 2nd of August, as is famous local artist known to many, Mr. David Pileski, is having his birthday on Monday, the 2nd of August. And Lynn Ferguson also having her birthday on the 2nd of August. And then we're back on the 3rd. Okay? All right. Whew. Lots of birthdays, one anniversary. So if I've missed somebody's birthday, I am sorry. If you want to communicate with me, anytime, so it would be anytime between the 3rd of August and the 17th of August. Anybody who has a birthday in that range, you let me know. You hit me up here not in the comments, but at some other time, and I'll take care of things. I'll take care of business, because that's what I do. Take care of business. Now I got a bunch of stuff stacked on top of my list. Okay. I'm going to finish up, folks. I'm going to finish up with this one, which is, I had a dream the other night that was very important to me. I woke up very happy. And the message of the dream seemed to be, Bill, you should keep doing the Treehouse Concert. Why? Because you're good at it. Yeah. I don't have many dreams like that. Most of the time when I'm sitting around up in here, there's not a lot of affirmation going on, and I don't know why that is. 63 years old, you'd think I would have gotten around the corner on some of this condemnatory. I call it the committee in my head. We all have one. They've been trying to convince me for 63 years that that I'm somehow not worthy of being able to do what I can do. I don't know how to beat that, but I do know how to fight it, and this is one of the ways I do that. So one of the, this song is testimony to the fact that this is an ongoing issue. This song was written when Jim Page and I were traveling down the coast. I think we were in between Corvallis and Ashland, Oregon, and heading to Ashland to visit our friend Gene Burnett, and to play some shows also. I can't remember if we played in Ashland. I think we did that trip. And I was in the passenger seat of Jim's van, and I came up with the first verse of this song. I finished it at my sister's dining room table in Puyallup. My father, who had been dead for a couple of years by then, came and visited me. That's why he's in it. He was like, okay, I'm here. So, all right, I'll put you in the song. I didn't want any trouble. There's even the foreshadowing of Diane in the song. There's a lot of ingredients in this song, and it's kind of about feeling okay being me. Like, it's okay. Like, ultimately, I'm not really bothering that many people by just hanging out, being me, especially where music is concerned. It's called Safe in the Sound. Nope. Safe in the sound, I'm writing this down while Jim takes a turn at the wheel, scanning the trees that fly by me for whatever they choose to reveal. And I have no explanation as the car wheels into the town. It's a newfound field of sensation to arrive here safe in the sound. Safe in the sound, I look to the crown at the top of a stairway of hills. Under those stars, I'll tune my guitars as the voices inside grow still. And soon I'll be sharing my moments as friends rise out of the ground, passing out mirrors and tokens in this place where I'm safe in the sound. Safe in the sound, I feel you smile down from your house out in back of the blue. And maybe I'm through now crying for you as if only your body were true. And tears still rise to the surface when your voice echoes back around, but it comes with a tune and a purpose now that I'm safe in the sound. Safe in the sound, I'm writing this down like a page from a mystery play, scanning the trees that fly by me as the sun closes down on the day. And I have no explanation as the car wheels back into town. It's a newfound field of sensation to come home safe in the sound. Yeah. Well, there you go, friends. Look, we survived. We made it. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. And for those of you who don't stop by that frequently, I hope you'll come back. We'll be back on August 3rd. And, if I start doing these every week in September, it's not a mandatory thing that you come to every one. It's not. Maybe every other one. That might be mandatory. But now I'm only doing every other week, so I guess you should be at every one of them. Darn it. I'll be keeping track. I have a roll book here somewhere amidst all the papers in it. There's a lot of paperwork involved with this, But hey, like most things in life, you got to deal with the paperwork. Yeah. Luckily, most of this is done online now, so there's less paper being wasted. So, we're all taking care of each other. We're all keeping an eye on the science. Remembering that, even though many of us did not get great marks in science, we learned that it was important. And a lot of it was kind of kept with people who are smarter than us. Like Dr. David Hicks, who's celebrating his birthday today. One of the smartest people I have ever known. Was a college professor of mine. His son, Alan, is one of my best friends. And he's just one of those companions that has reminded me that there are people in the world a lot smarter than me, and when they tell me something that they know about, I should listen to them. So we'll take care of each other, and I thank you again for holding me up, for keeping me going through this strange piece of history we're in, and hope we'll see you back here on August the 3rd. Okay? Okay.